Like, what are your honest thoughts about Millrose?
Dude, it's hard, man. Like I really wanted to win. I really did. And so the problem that I have is just I'm just not as fit as the on guys. That's just the reality of it. And I made some mistakes in the race, and some people in the coaching staff may have said that I went a little bit early, which I did, but I felt like it was the right move at the time. And I guess you Americans would call that rust. I would call that just a bad move. And so, no, I was happy with it though, because I ran fast. A PB for me, 90 seconds.
90 seconds, Josh Kerr.
A second and a half sounds like 90 seconds. That's just how fast I ran. 90 seconds faster than my normal, the classic.
Yeah, your previous PR was 5:20.
It's quick maths. But the plan was to go out, sit on the pacer, sit on Ollie, whoever was kind of on the pacer, and then make a move when that person's like kind of fell off the pace, not fell off the pace, but was kind of holding back. And I felt like Ollie was holding back off the pace a little bit to kind of get ready for a final surge. And I was like, you know what? You're not having it. Like, I'm having it. There's no time to breathe when racing me. And so I will put my finger inside your wound and I will press as hard as I can. However, my wound was slightly bigger. And then it ended up where, he kind of just sat behind me and came past me with 100 to go. But we made an exciting race, and we made sure that, the Millrose Games was finished in style. And everyone kind of thought and knew it was going to be me versus Ollie. And, I think that's what ended up really happening. I was obviously a close third with Colby Alexander, but again, he didn't really come up or push at any point. So yeah, I feel like it was a bit of a 2-horse race, and I was last out of the 2 horses is probably the best way to say it.
You're second out of the 2 horses, and there's only one Juar that won the race. Is that how you say his last name? But I want to talk more about like the build up to it, but we want this to be quick, snappy. So we're just going to let people figure that out on their own. So what I want to know, Josh, you talk about that move. There was some banter thrown back at you. I don't know if you saw any of it. Did you see any of this?
No.
In an interview with Chris Chavez, Kyle Merber, and like the after the track, whatever they called it, after the track may be their better name with the alliteration, but they Ollie Hoare made a statement that you were outclassed. Outclassed was his exact quote, saying that Josh Kerr was outclassed in the final 100 meters.
About that. I got a question. So was it in the cards to let Josh go around, or was it like something like you just felt out there, like you didn't want to move right when he went? Like, talk to us about that a little bit.
But he kind of went a bit early, and we kind of joked about that in the cool down. He went, and then with a lap to go, I was able to gauge off him and kind of get around him for the finish. But I think when he went around, that kind of was the best situation for me, because I could just key off him and then make sure that I had a good finish at the end. So, I mean, he said he was fit and he was ready to go, but he just got a bit outclassed at the end, and people learned from that. And he admitted it, but
this is the Coffee Club podcast.
Okay, now it's different. Right. Let's talk about class. How many medals you got, son? You know what I mean? Coming out with class. It's January 29th. You're coming out with class. I ain't class. That's fitness. So, the guy was wearing a whoop, absolute sellout. I'm going to come at him now. Absolute sellout, mate. Who do you think you are? Some sort of tin man? Absolute shocker, mate. Sort it out.
I can tell you're a little bit riled up because you're a bit more Scottish than you normally are.
Outclassed.
You didn't see a single thing of that.
He actually said outclassed. You don't know what class is.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and segue off of that one. But your 0.2 off the indoor mile record for British, your 0.2 on the outdoor 1500 meter record. Was that a big goal going into it? Was trying to get the British record?
Yeah, it was like a secondary goal to like racing properly and trying to win. And so I didn't really care what the time was. We were running quick, so it was going to come. And so if I wanted to run fast, I would have just waited and then closed hard in the last 200. But I wanted to win the race, and I felt like it was the right decision to do that. And Danny said that he knew it wasn't the right decision when it happened. I didn't break anyone with my crazy move with 300 to go. But yeah, it was annoying being 0.2 off, but those are the kind of times that, I'm not at peak fitness, nowhere near it. And so, I'm in a good spot for January, for sure. Definitely the best spot I've been in. It's a PB for me, but yeah, I think we've got some ways to go in the fitness realm, and we'll run a lot faster than 352 for my career. So I'm not particularly worried about being 0.2 off a record. It's not like it's my last race like it was for Willis.
Yeah. I'll also add in, although he ended his comment about you being outclassed, he also led into that comment with listening. He said he was fit. He said he was ready. So here's the interesting thing. He has the audacity to say you're outclassed, but he's still the one that's listening to everything that you're saying going into the race. So with those kind of things in mind, I think that it's a good reminder that, you know, Conor McGregor, he kind of goes into the race regardless. He talks his shit. He makes a scene for himself, makes a name for himself, but he also loses gracefully. And so what I would say to you, even if you won, you would win and you would lose gracefully. You'll pout about it. You'll be upset, but you're never going to take food out of somebody else's mouth.
No, I think it's big fuel for you know, the upcoming races and for the outdoor season for sure. But you know, you don't want guys to be getting too big for their boots in January and December, or else you'll end up being like Edward Cheserek. So, you know, you gotta sort that kind of behavior out.